Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and here we meet again, as I was really hoping we would soon, with good news. If you're watching live with me, today is September 14th of 2025, which means our last live stream was on September 13th, and what we were sharing there was an Amber Alert. There was a 6-year-old girl from Almond, Wisconsin, who had been abducted, allegedly by her uncle, a non-biological uncle, and the police were sharing the tip line, the flyers, the car to look out for, you know, everything about the little girl, all of that. And so we were doing our part in sharing that, hoping that if someone saw something, they would say something. Thankfully, the police had been doing grid searches. They had the help of the FBI, and little 6-year-old Ruby was found alive and she's safe. Oh my goodness, that is just the best news. I know that there may be some trauma. We don't know what happened to her in the 48 hours that she was missing, but I'm just so glad that she has been found alive and that she is now safe and being looked after. Now, I see you looking, Andrews. Thank you for being a member for 6 months, and you're saying best mods. We do have excellent mods, small team, great team. If you want to buy the mods a coffee, the link is in the description box below. So thank you so much, and welcome back, Book Mama to Grizzly Supporter. Are we ready to just do a quick recap? Then I'm going to show you the latest press conference as well. So let's just do this. What I've done here is I have just put a little flower over little Ruby's face, because now, of course, she's a minor. She needs to be protected. She's alive and safe. She's gone through something terrible, being abducted and being in apparently the woods. They may have been out there the whole time. There's signs that there was a campsite of sorts. So yeah, normally as the Center for Missing and Exploited Children as well, they take the poster down, they take the pictures down. That's what we should do, right? But I do want to tell you about this update, especially if you had followed it, if you didn't see the YouTube short I made for you, if you didn't see the community post I made for you, because a lot of people missed that, right? So Ruby was living in Almond, Wisconsin. That's where she's from. It's this tiny little town which has only a population of like 500 people or less. Between 450 and 500 people, my goodness. And she went missing on September 11th of 2025. She came back from school, and then from there, her non-biological uncle apparently picked her up in his Ford F-250, and off they went, and then she was reported missing. She was found alive and safe on September 13th of 2025, and that was at around 4:47 p.m. in Wisconsin, local time for them, right? Cassandra says, thanks for all you do, Grizzly and mods. Thank you so much. So on September 11th, Ruby arrived home from school around 3:30 p.m. at her grandmother's residence located at, and that's public information, 1201 Portage County D Road in the village of Almond, a small community in central Wisconsin. And at approximately 3:39, so that's only 9 minutes after she got home, a white 2001 Ford F-250 pickup truck, Wisconsin license plate WC2249, arrived at the home. And this was driven by Jordan Coyle, is what police said. The vehicle was located. That's the first thing they found, was the vehicle. And so they first saw some grass. We're going to hear it from the press conference that had been sort of flattened going into this little forest area. And I will show you on the map as well where that is. So there was some flattened grass. And so the police went into this forest area, which is only 2.5 miles from Ruby's home. Wow. I'll show you. And so they went in there and started a grid search there, and they located the vehicle, and then they located the suspect, and he ran. Right. He was cooperative afterwards, but he first ran, and I'm like, sign of innocence, huh? Just run for your life. Abandon the child and run for your life. And then they found Ruby, and they said she was playing a game, and she seemed a bit scared, of course, with all the officers and everything, but they made sure that she was comforted, and they collected her and took her to safety. So Yes, the vehicle was located and Ruby was found at approximately 4:47 p.m. and then the suspect. We'll listen carefully now to hear which one was found first. I believe the vehicle, and then him, and then her, but it might be the vehicle, then Ruby, then him. Okay, Janine Doyle says, thank you, Gisela, for your sensitivity on all of these cases. I'm delighted that dear Ruby's been found. Me too. So everybody was looking out for the truck, of course, and yeah, it was found in that forest. And this is the guy that we're dealing with. So I just want to show you this so that you know his criminal background. He was found guilty of charges and this is previously. This was 2009. He's a registered sex offender. And he was previously charged with second-degree sexual assault of a child, a Class C felony in Wisconsin, 2 counts of those. And he has spent time in prison, and he's actually on parole until 2028. So by him being arrested now, because they arrested him, obviously, him being arrested, they've made sure that he's kept in jail. They said pending charges, and I first wondered how can they keep him without charges, because the charges are pending, while they're medically evaluating the child, right? Oh, yeah, because he violated parole. He allegedly cut off his ankle bracelet before he allegedly abducted Ruby. Okay, and so he's violated his parole conditions. I would say again, because he's done it before. Pinche, Becky0F's given. I always like saying your whole name out. You said, thank you, G. It's great to hear that an innocent child is found. I am so glad as well. So yeah, this guy, Jordan A. Coyle, 34, was arrested, is in custody, charges pending. He is described as a white male, 6'3" tall, weighing approximately 246 to 250 pounds, red hair, a beard, and mustache. He has distinctive tattoos, including a peace symbol on his left breast and additional tattoos on his arm. I'm just sharing it just so that you have this update as well, in case you missed the first live stream. A dinosaur, puppy, butterfly, and cat. Court records from 2008 reveal that he was charged in a sexual assault case involving a minor, which was apparently his own cousin, and some reports say cousins, 2 cousins under the age of 16. Cat OG, thank you so much. And so the victim was very scared of testifying against him, leading to accommodations for closed circuit testimony. And despite this history, family statements indicate Ruby had a close relationship with her uncle. I hope a lesson has been learned from this, you know. No one wants to blame or shame the family. Maybe they really thought that he turned a new leaf, that he was doing okay, he was living on the property with 3 children on the property as well, but it's just not. It's like they look at what happened now. No, it's just it can be very dangerous. It's a huge red flag, right? Can you believe that he would even do such a thing? And some people say, what if he just took her camping? But then he ran. You can't just take her camping. You're the non-biological uncle. The family reported him missing. There was an Amber Alert. A lot of resources were used, of course, to find her. Thankfully, she was found alive. But you cannot just take a child into the forest when you want. Clearly, she would have then missed school and everything. Probably scared. Didn't pack her bag, from what we know. Do you know what I mean? You can't. In case we need to spell it out. I think I'm stating the obvious. So we've gone over this before as well. Just you can pause to read if you just want to see, you know, his previous charges and all of that, and when he was last in and all of that. Okay, so we've gone over that as well. So now let us look at the press conference. Here we go. So I hope we're all on the same page about the case, right? And so let's show you this.
Okay, welcome everyone.
Now what I've done here, firstly, I want to say thank you so much to wait one second. Hattie B's mom. Thank you so much. I believe you're living around the area, and Hattie B's mom sent me the link to this press conference, which is really actually difficult to find this one, because as much as the police spoke to the media, they all went and put out articles and things, sure, but there weren't many recordings of it. And so /Plover Metro Wire, they posted this, and I'm so grateful. Thank you to all of you for your emails. I probably got about 120 emails instantly when Ruby was found, and I'm very grateful. So what I've done, well, I downloaded the video and I put, of course, Ruby's redacted, protected picture there, a picture of the suspect so that you could see who they're referring to, as well as some subtitles that were also added by the software that I use, right? And I've tried to make sure that most of the words are correct. I think they are all correct, but if there's one or two that aren't, then you know it was the software. And this is what they said after they had found Ruby. And once we watch this little press conference, which is, how long is it? 10 minutes or so long, 11 minutes. Once we watch this, I'm going to show you the map just to show you how close the car was found, and they were found from her house. They were like right under the family's nose. It's actually unbelievable, right? Book Mama said, this Saturday is my 4th Grizzlyversary. I've been here since the 20th GTC video. Whoa, you said Gabby's van door closing video. Oh my word, you're an OG. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go.
Today, I'm joined here with the FBI, Chris Farrell, and also from the DCI, Christina McNichol, for a update in regards to the Amber Alerts and the missing 6-year-old Ruby Lehmann. I wanted to get this out right away to let everybody know that we successfully found Ruby. She is safe and sound. And also Jordan Coyle is in custody with charges pending. We want to, I mean, it's just been 2 days of a roller coaster ride here at the Sheriff's Office. And without these people standing alongside me, and the resources that were given to the Portage County Sheriff's Office through this ordeal, I don't know if we would have had this resolved, especially in this short a time. A little bit about how this occurred today. We were doing grid searches with about 50 officers in vehicles throughout southern Portage County. Again, with the help from both the FBI and the state, we were able to determine that Jordan was still in Portage County, and we were very confident that he was hiding out somewhere in the southern half of Portage County. So we did the grid searches, and Assistant Chief Noel from Plover PD, while doing his grid search, noticed some grass that was laid over going into the school forest in the town of Almond at County J and 3rd Avenue. He found that in there, he located the vehicle. We were able to get drones up. Our special response teams from Stevens Point Police and Portage County and Plover were dispatched to the scene and did grid searches, and we were able to locate the suspect, Jordan Coyle, and Ruby in the woods. Again, Ruby was in good spirits, in good shape. She is being medically evaluated. And Jordan is in custody with pending charges.
Can you talk a little bit about her physical condition? Were there any obvious injuries, and how you specifically took down Mr. Coyle?
I think it sounds like the reporters have microphones. I did also boost the sound for us, but still, we can hear them quite well, hey? It's not the norm in press conferences. Paula Street said, wonder if they tracked his phone. I think so. I think that the FBI being involved is probably the cost team, and I'm sure they tracked his cell phone, and wow, they were really, really close to the house. Maybe even just tracking the direction of travel, right? Or tracking where he last was. Something like that is possible.
I actually saw Ruby, and she was scared. She did have a game in her hand, so she was out in the woods with a game. But Jordan complied with demands out in the woods once we came across him. He was he fled from the vehicle when law enforcement went into the woods. They didn't.
Why? Why'd you do that, sir? Huh? Why are you fleeing from the vehicle the minute you see law enforcement? Don't even try to sell us the story of, I was just camping with my niece, non-biological niece. We just went out to play Pokemon Go. I don't know. I don't trust any of it. What the heck was he doing, right? I can just imagine he's going to sell some sort of story. Salty Sleuth Investigate said, I had a gut feeling they were in the woods. Me too. Me too, right? I was like, ooh, they're probably, you know, because we've seen cases like this. They're probably going to be found in the woods somewhere. Thankfully, it wasn't far from home.
Observed that, but he was quite a ways from the vehicle, and he was trying to elude the officers, I believe, in the woods. And like I said, when confronted, he did comply with law enforcement, and he was taken into custody.
So he fled. There was no encampment set up in the woods or anything like that?
It did appear that they were out in the woods camping. This is another reason We did have information and evidence from the previous evening that he was in a woods somewhere else. So that's why we felt confident that he was still in Portage County and with abducting Ruby. And we wanted to make sure that we isolated a certain area, and we called in mutual aid throughout the state of Wisconsin. I think we had over 50 officers, numerous agencies. I can't tell you them all. I will have a list of all those and thank them immensely for having their squads and their personnel to do this grid search that we did today, because without that we would not have came across this.
When you say that she was she scared because of the law enforcement? Was she scared of being with Mr. Coyle? And was she being fed? Was she being cared for?
I didn't interview her. I didn't talk to her that much. I just went up to her and make sure she was okay, and we got somebody in there to ride with her so that she was not scared and she was comfortable. But she appeared that she was in good spirits. But I believe with the law enforcement presence, she was probably scared in regards to that.
Shame, man. My goodness. I wonder if he's ever taken her to the forest or something like that before. You know what I mean? That it just makes me very concerned. And also that he had been, it sounds like, if you read between the lines, spotted in another forest the night before. Because Ruby was missing for 48 hours, right? So, okay, well, just over. Almost about 50 hours, I think it was, total. But, okay, another forest. And then what? Did someone see you and then you decided, whoop, got to keep on the move? That's also not the moves of an innocent man, huh? I'm saying it because I can already hear how the defense is going to sound with this. Just like, what? He's like close to his niece. They went camping. Okay, no, none of this.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the tools that you used for this search? Thermal cameras, drones, dogs, etc.
You just said them all. We did. We used every asset we possibly could. There's many from the FBI and the state that I don't want to mention because there are investigative techniques. But here, just in Portage County, we had thermal drones, we had dogs, we had personnel, we had tracking devices, we had all kinds of things. We had cameras that were set to assist us in our investigation.
And it was a very warm day today, particularly if you're out in law enforcement gear. Can you talk a little bit about how the officers took care of themselves? What time did they go out and start the search today? And what time did they end the search today?
Sure. The grid searches by vehicles were started at 10 a.m. this morning. When we first observed the truck, located the truck, or Assistant Chief Knoll located the truck, it was at 1:50, and at 4:47 was when Ruby was located, and by
quite some time, hey? 1:50 p.m. they located the truck, and at 4:47, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 hours later, they located Ruby. Yeah, quite the search.
At 4:49, Jordan was in custody. And so during this time frame, yes, we were supplying water, hydration to the SWAT teams along with the perimeter people because, again, it was very warm out there, along with, something to eat for lunch and things like that.
How many MRAPs did you have out there today? Are you able to say?
Yep, we had 2 MRAPs. We had numerous police vehicles besides that out there, along with the possibility of UTVs and ATVs.
Has Ruby been able to see her family members?
Family has been notified that she is safe and that Jordan is in custody, and that is all I can say about that.
Interesting. Family has been notified that she is safe, that Jordan is in custody, and that's all I can say about that. Okay, so it sounds to me like a potential CPS investigation, right?
Okay, thank you.
I had a part 2 to my MRAP question. For what purpose were the MRAPs brought out there? People see the SWAT vehicle and they think all kinds of things. So explain why you brought the vehicles out there today, please.
So especially in a rural area like this, when we're approaching in a wooded area, we can bring those personnel close to that vehicle, and then they can expand from that vehicle for that search and have armored coverage in case there was any weapons involved.
And I was wondering how community tips helped in this investigation, this search. Was the officer who found those tire tracks and then happened to find the car, was any of that brought from community tips?
We had hundreds of tips from the FBI through the 888 number and the state that set up this tip line. A lot of the tips had to do with other vehicles, associations, things that assisted in the investigation, but there was not a tip that stated this location. There was, I believe, information that he was still in Portage County, but it didn't have exactly where in Portage County.
Got you. And can you confirm exactly what time Ruby was found?
Ruby was found at approximately 4:47 this afternoon. And again, we had medical Stevens Point Fire, we had...
Sorry, when they said this afternoon, it was on September 13th of 2025. Today, the time of this live stream is September 14th of 2025. So yesterday, which was a Saturday at 4:47 p.m., they were able to find Ruby. And that was 3 hours after locating the suspect's vehicle. And then right after that, they found the suspect as well. So he wasn't too far from where Ruby was either. And she was apparently just standing there in the woods with a game in her hand. So, like, what a coward. Just be like, okay, here, Ruby, hold this. Here, play your game. I'll be right back. And then he runs off, running away from law enforcement. I mean, come on.
First responders, we had everybody at the scene, you know, for the worst case scenario, but it turned out to be the best case scenario. To see her bright smile and her excitement, even though she was scared, she still had a smile on. So you know, it makes my day to see this such a positive result with so much manpower. I mean, I think today alone there was over 100 different officers here in Portage County.
Thank you. And I was also wondering what the next steps are for Coyle. You said he's in custody. Where does he go from here?
Yes, the investigation will continue in regards to numerous different aspects of this. I'm not going to go into regards to the charges or anything till we complete the investigation, but we are processing the scene in the school forest right now. We will continue to do that, and we will continue to process any other scenes that we've had through these 2 days. And then we'll make a determination and the request of charges through the district attorney as appropriate.
I'm a little worried about what those charges will be, but I'll be keeping an eye out and I will update you, whether it's in a pinned comment. So always check back on something like this if you see new news. Sometimes I'll update you if it's just something quick, like maybe they just said this charge and that charge, right? So either a pinned comment and or a YouTube short and or the community post. Normally I give you lots of little updates in cases like that, right? So make sure you check those out as well. We shall monitor. What is he going to be charged with? I mean, he's already violated parole, and I'm pretty sure kidnapping is going to be right up there as one of the charges, right? And apparently, based on Facebook, so take it with a grain of salt, people were saying not only did he cut his ankle bracelet off because he's still on parole till 2028 on the day that he abducted Ruby, but the day before he quit his job, and before that he missed his meeting with his parole officer. Those are massive red flags. Quit your job or lost your job? I don't know. But if he quit his job, then cut off his ankle bracelet, then abducted Ruby, that is not someone with any good intentions for the child.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say to the community, to people who were helping the search for Ruby?
You know, I got hundreds of calls, hundreds of Facebook messages in regards to you know, what can the community do? We've had people drop off food for all the agents. We've had, you know, just an outpouring of support in the county. I'm very thankful for, again, these people alongside of me. We could not have done this without the resources that they gave us. You know, from the FBI and the state DCI was incredible in regards to the response. And I mean, it was instant response where we didn't have to, you know, call and get people. You know, the FBI traveled all over the state from all different regions. The state DCI was from, you know, all over the state, and they had shifts. They had it coordinated, you know, for so many people coming up here. And then the mutual aid requests. I put out a mutual aid request, and we had, I don't know if they said 30, 40 squads show up for doing the grid search this morning. I mean, it's just overwhelming support in the community again. You know, this is my area. I live down in that area. which was very, very tough in regards to having to know the community down there and having personal relationships with a lot of the people down there. So, I mean, I took a really vested interest in helping Ruby and making sure she got home safe. And again, without all the people that are involved here, along with the local authority, I mean, Stevens Point and Plover have been assisting us from the get-go, and then the surrounding counties, it's been amazing.
And one more question I had, I was wondering how often Portage County trains for searches like this, trains to find missing people?
Well, I mean, we do grid searches, we do things like this, but I'm going to be honest with you. Without these two people along my side, this is way over our head. I'm not going to lie. This is something that does not occur often, and to have this amount of resources to be able to do something and to have the expertise from these organizations, I can't explain it.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So that was the updated press conference. I'm grateful somebody recorded that. I respect the sheriff a lot because not only is like, I'm not gonna lie. This is like, it's a lot. It's way more than what they would usually handle. And then how great was it that they immediately got the FBI involved? So for those joining late, Ruby was found safe, alive. She's okay. Now they are medically evaluating her, right? But I'm so glad she was found alive and is safe. And it sounds like, I don't know if she's with CPS or in the, with the police or whatever it is, but they found her at 4:47 p.m. on Saturday, September 13th of 2025. She was last seen on September 11th, so just 2 days prior, and that was around 3:30 p.m. after she just got home from school. So just more than 48 hours she had been missing. She had been abducted by a registered sex offender. And so we are waiting to see what he will be charged with. It will also be based on the results of those medical evaluations, right? Now, let me just quickly show you the map, right? Let me show you how close they actually were, which is so, and eventually, because they said they think that he went to another forest first. So I don't know if it's this surrounding area. I would guess so. They didn't say it. No one specified where they had maybe camped the night before, because that's why they thought he was in the area. They said they were quite confident, especially with the help of the FBI, and they had all their drones, dogs, everything, grid searching. I mean, they did a really great job. But if you look at this map, this is this little town, Almond, Portage County, Wisconsin. And the population here is less than 500 people. And Ruby, she lives here with her grandma. I think her mom lives there too, and there's 2 other kids there. And apparently this uncle also lived on the property, the registered SO, and he is Ruby's aunt's ex, as in Ruby's dad's sister was apparently married to this guy, and they are divorced. And so it's the aunt's ex, but he was living there as well, right? Let me just quickly see if I missed something. Alyssa, put your comment up earlier. You said, and I want to read it out, sounds premeditated in my opinion. If that's all true, you had a plan, and that's scary. That is so scary, right? Also, just quickly, Mimi of 8 said, Grizzly, have you heard of the case Rebecca Baptiste? Yes, I've covered it extensively. We watched the preliminary hearing together. I've got a video out on it. So if you guys haven't seen that, I hope you'll catch up in the video section and the live stream section on Rebecca Baptiste's case. So look at this. This is where Ruby was living. That's her home. And where they were found is 2.4 miles north. Look there, if you even go a straight line up here. What? In this forest here? And again, thank you so much to Hattie B's mom for helping me confirm exactly which forest. They did say it in the press conference as well, but I'm like, really? Really? This close? This forest? This is where they did the search eventually, right? So I wonder if we can put the little Google man here. Looks like we can. Somewhere in there. This is where they found first the vehicle, and then they had to search in there. They found the vehicle at around 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, September 13th of 2025. The vehicle they were looking for, the vehicle they believe Jordan Coyle was driving and abducted Ruby in. And yeah, they looked, they found the vehicle, and then they had to search this whole forest area. Grid search it. They found Ruby at 4:47 p.m. and at 4:49 p.m. took Jordan Coyle into custody. 34-year-old, 6'3", 250-pound man who's a registered sex offender, right? Blue Bear Art said, "Is that a forest? Look at the straight lines." It's a forest. It's actually called something. Wait. So if we go like this, it is called. Wait, there's a. Why does it say golf course there? The Almond Bancroft School Forest. That's what that's called. So my goodness, I'm glad that they were this close, that the FBI was on the case as well, that they were searching and that they were able to safely locate Ruby before it's too late. And I say that because I really, really think that her life was in danger with someone like that. Of course, we can only assume that. You know what I mean? Just apparently cutting off his ankle bracelet, abducting a 6-year-old, and then going to camp without anyone knowing where she is. My goodness, that is absolutely terrible. And if apparently he failed to meet up with his parole officer early in the week, and then he quit his job and then cut off his ankle bracelet, that's going to count against him in court majorly. Those are all the things that they will probably put in that probable cause affidavit, right? Court Lurker said, "I really want to know how he was able to live on the same property. How did that fly with the parole officer?" Good question. Now, to Hattie B also sent me a little clip that I want to show you guys just before we go. That's all we have for today. This one. I asked Hattie B. Hattie B is a corgi. If I can show you guys this little clip that they sent me, and she said yes. Oh, I have to look at the dog. Sorry, I have to try to rotate. There. I love it when you guys send me your pet pictures and clips like this. I just wanted to leave you with something nice. The corgi is Hattie B, and there's a new dog in the house. So it's a little bit of a snark storm going on here. Look there. The corgi's like, "Excuse me." Cute. Isn't that adorable? We do love snarky pets. There are some pets that even watch Grizzly True Crime. Thank you so much. I don't always get the chance to reply to everyone, but I certainly see all your emails and they just warm my heart. And sometimes, you know, sure, these cases can get so heavy, and just seeing cute pets like that just really makes my day. I'm sure it makes your day too. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much to Hattie B for sending me that. It's really, really cute. So glad that Ruby is alive and safe and being taken care of, and I hope the best for her, right? I will not continue to share her pictures or anything like that anywhere, because now she needs to be protected. So, I mean, she always would have. I'm just so glad that she was found alive and well, and now we can all just breathe a sigh of relief. I just hope she'll be okay going forward. Everyone, thank you so much for being so proactive. You guys did amazing by liking, by sharing, by commenting, and all of that. I really appreciate it. And I will most certainly see you again very soon. Again, if you didn't see, as what was the account? Sorry, Mimi of 8 asked, "Have I heard of the Rebecca Baptiste case?" Yes. Go watch that. There's a video with all the background info, timeline, and everything, and we watched the whole preliminary hearing. What a sad case. That little girl did not survive. So, just trigger warning. All right, everyone. See you again very soon. In the meantime, stay safe.